Good morning. Today we're talking about how CESA 2 is supporting districts with literacy in a more connected way. Across our region, many districts have already done a great deal of literacy work. They've adopted curriculum, they've invested in professional learning, they've reviewed assessment data, adjusted interventions, supported teachers and leaders, and that work matters. And still, many leaders are asking important questions like, why does implementation look different across classrooms or buildings? They're asking, why do we have data but not always a clear next instructional move? And why are some students receiving support but still missing access to strong core instruction? So why does literacy sometimes feel like several separate efforts instead of one connected system? And our approach is not another program or one-size-fits-all package, but a team approach that helps districts connect the work they already have in motion.
When districts call on us to support for literacy, they usually ask for one thing. It's either coaching or PD or help with data. But what we've came to learn when we think about literacy outcomes, they don't improve when you just pull one lever. It's instruction and data and systems and how adults work together and whether students feel ready to learn. These pieces are connected. So here at CESA 2, we're rethinking how we support districts, shifting from separate, often siloed services to a team approach. Val, can you give us a metaphor for how we approach literacy, thinking about literacy, language development, and disciplinary learning?
Sure. So one of the metaphors that we like to use is a healthcare metaphor, right? If you have something complicated going on with your body, with your system, you don't just have one physician, right? You might have a primary care doctor who directs the care, but you also might have a nutritionist, you might have a pulmonologist, you might have a team of people who support your health. And that's sort of the metaphor that we see in school systems, not just one person or one content area, but a systemic approach to supporting that work.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the team and the team approach that we have. We'll start off with our Continuous Improvement Center.
Right. So in the Continuous Improvement and Data Analysis Center, we work with data, and not just one single point of data, and I think that's the important piece. It's test scores, of course, but qualitative data and the experience of the learner. And we take all of that data and we analyze and we work with the district to determine an appropriate path forward.
Absolutely. And then when we think about Curriculum and Coaching Center, we're thinking about what does strong literacy look like? Strong foundational literacy, building up to that content literacy, disciplinary literacy instruction across the day for students in reading, writing, thinking within subjects like science, social studies, math, and language arts. And we support teachers through ongoing coaching, not just one-time, one-off workshops. We also integrate language development alongside our content standards. Students are building language and learning and literacy at the same time.
In specialized services, this means that we help districts think about access for their kids with IEPs and 504 plans. And that means when we talk about access, we talk about access to the regular curriculum, ensuring that those students first have access to the regular curriculum. Some of them struggle, and so they might need extra intervention. They might need specialized instruction. What does that specialized instruction look like? What does that mean in the IEP? We talk about that a lot. We also talk about what accommodations they might need and what related services they might need in order to access that education. The goal for students big time is to engage with that regular education curriculum.
Access to quality Tier 1 instruction. And for our students, with the Language and Culture Center of Excellence, specialists work with the system in really ensuring that multilingual learners have access to Tier 1 instruction, which means content standards and the English language development standards, or potentially also the Marco Dale Spanish language development standards. We support multilingual learners in all types of settings, from co-taught integrated spaces to dual language or bilingual programming as well, providing that strong Tier 1 access.
I was thinking about the metaphor and what you were saying about coaching, and I'm thinking that the mentoring and coaching work that we do also at CESA 2 really has to do. I feel like we're the physical therapist, like right next to you as you're working out and trying to implement the expertise that day to day in classes. I really feel like the coaching and mentoring helps support new teachers as well as really thinking about those literacy strategies and making sure that all students get what they need. And then the other thing I was thinking about too from strategic innovation is really thinking about kids having access to digital tools when they need it, when it's appropriate, and making sure that the digital tools are really exemplifying or amplifying the learning for literacy and making sure it's the right tool for the learning outcome.
And so as I think about all of those different pieces and thinking about all of the different students that sit in a classroom, is Systems for Inclusive Learning, we really think about how we can help districts build an inclusive literacy system across the board that ensures all students, including students with disabilities, multilingual learners, can access the strong core instruction and needed supports. We really focus on that system piece to make sure the system is designed and set up to support students through that whole process. And then we dig in a little deeper when we're really thinking about how do we strengthen that tier one, because we know tier one is so important, right? So we think about how do we look at UDL, how do we look at co-plan to co-serve, how do we look at culturally relevant practices that may fall into that to help teachers become better at really supporting the students sitting in front of them. We look at the intervention system, we look at data use, of course. And then we think about educator practices. So inclusive literacy efforts are connected, coherent, and responsive. And then we dig even a little bit deeper when we're thinking about that system. We think about through the lens of coaching. We think about it through the lens of professional learning and system support. We think about how our administrators being supported in that system to support literacy throughout their buildings and within their district. And then how do we strengthen and support PLCs as well? Systems for Inclusive Learning helps leaders and teachers improve evidence-based inclusive learning practices that improve outcomes for all of our learners.
And then tying that all together in the Behavior and Mental Health Center of Excellence, we know that student engagement and well-being are tied directly to learning. And if a student isn't regulated or doesn't feel like they belong, instruction just doesn't land.
Absolutely.
So, and then similarly, if educators aren't feeling supported or have a strong sense of efficacy, learning just isn't optimal.
Absolutely. And each of these pieces is so important. And the real impact comes when we pull it all together with the district.
So we start by helping districts identify one or two high leverage challenges using their own data as their starting point, with a comprehensive data review or local or school qualitative and local quantitative data. This includes looking closely at, like I said before, their tier one instruction, their language development across content areas, access for English learners and bilingual students, alignment between curriculum and instruction, and then we build from there. Insight, diagnosis, systems design, instruction, and implementation. So for example, we might find a tier one instruction isn't aligned to the standard, or that interventions aren't connected to what's really happening in that classroom, or that language development isn't integrated across all of the subject areas. Our team works together on solutions. We're not just patching one piece. We feel that this approach is unique, and we are very excited about the opportunity to serve our districts in a more comprehensive model. We're not just improving literacy instruction, we're helping districts build a coherent system to support all of their learners.
So you might ask, how is this different? Why are we even talking today? Well, it's because in the past, districts might have hired consultants from different agencies, from different places. They might be experts in their field, but they're only an expert in their particular field. We need to make sure that we're providing alignment for everybody to work together. You know, we really want you to have an aligned team looking at how everything is interacting so that your system doesn't hurt or harm, right? Yeah. What's going on in the classroom. So that's really important. You won't have to connect the dots. We can help you connect those dots and make sure that everything is moving in the same direction.
Yes, I love that. You don't have to connect the dots. We support you in connecting those dots. We're here to help you. And so if your district has invested in literacy but still has questions about implementation, data use, intervention, multilingual learner access, special education alignment, coaching, consistency across classrooms, service delivery, start with us. The 4K-8 literacy integration checkup is a no-cost, 60-minute conversation. It's not an audit or a mandate or a sales pitch. It's just a chance to step back, look at what's in place, and identify the best first move for your district. At CESA 2, we're bringing a full team because improving literacy, language, and learning takes all of us working together.